Hi, welcome. Simon here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be replacing the iPad screen. This is the 7th generation. The model is A2200. Instead of using the black screen, I'll be replacing with the white. So the only difference is that the home button would be the original black color. So it will look something like this. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'll identify the model here. If you take a look at the back of your iPad, you should be able to see something really fine print that says A2200. This is the iPad 7th generation. As you can see that the screen is really cracked, and let's go ahead and turn off the iPad. All right, so first thing first, always have a safety goggle. Protect your eyes at all time, because when you remove the glass, you do not want all those broken glass flying to your eyes or your face or anything. Safety first. Always have the protective gear. I'll be using a heat gun to heat up the iPad screen, because the iPad is glued down by the adhesive. We do not need the tempered glass, so remove the tempered glass. Alright, as you can see that the iPad is cracked. Still, we got to replace the screen. I'm using the heat gun to heat up the adhesive here. So this one is the Wi-Fi iPad, meaning that it has the data on it. So you want to be very careful with the area on the top, especially with the camera in the front, as well as the data antenna. So it's not the Wi-Fi, but the cellular antenna. As you can see that when I heat up the iPad, I do not stay in one position like that, because the heat gun is really hot. It may cause a burn mark on the LCD screen or damage the internal part of the iPad. So all I'm doing right now is just moving the iPad up and down to heat up the area that I want to work on. You don't have to heat up the entire iPad. The reason is because when you're working on one side of the corner right here, let's say you're working on the top, and the bottom part would get cold, and the adhesive would just harden, and it'll glue back to the screen, to the glass. So you just want to work on the area that you're gonna pry it open. And as you work, you can just go ahead and do that. Okay. So sometimes the broken glass will just come right off. What you want to do is get yourself a little trash bag or a trash bin on the side. As you work, you just want to make sure that the broken glass is thrown away. Always the safety first. I will list all the tools and the replacement parts where you can buy it from. I got mine through Amazon, and if Amazon doesn't ship it to you, you can try eBay. I'll try to list on both Amazon and eBay websites the tools that I use, the replacement screen, all the accessories, necessity stuff that you need for this repair. I'll list it on the description down below. Go ahead and check the description down below. Hopefully that helps you with the iPad screen repair. So the data cellular part of it is right in the middle right here, so you want to pay really close attention to it. Do not cut off the cable, and if you do need to get in there, just be very gentle. Make sure you can able to see what you're pulling off. Just gotta pull off the glass, not the cable. All right, so as you can see that the one of the big glass here is still attached to it. I'm just gonna remove that. If it doesn't come off, you want to come back and reheat it up again. So when it comes to the bottom part of the iPad, you want to pay a close attention to it. We're going to reuse the home button, and the Wi-Fi antenna is also at the bottom. So when you heat up the bottom part of it, just be very careful. Do not cut the cable, and just be gentle when you try to pry it open. So at this point here, I'll be taking my time. Be very cautious with it. If you are getting a hard time to get into it, you might want to come back and reheat it. Hopefully that helps to easily remove the glass. Okay. And you do not want to heat it up way too much as well, because if you heat it up too much, you might damage the internal part of it. Just enough, you know, as you can try to cut the adhesive, you can feel the adhesive, is it softened or hardened? So you gotta base on your own judgment on that. Okay, at this point here, I'm just going to lift it up. Okay, so this is the bottom part of the Wi-Fi antenna, so you got to be very careful with that. And I'm going to come here and remove the bracket while the thing is still warm, because we need to transfer the home button over to the new glass. So this entire piece is supposed to come right off altogether. And be very careful with the flex cable, because they are all attached in one piece. Okay, there you go. And the next step is to go ahead and I'm going to cut off the digitizer here. There's a tape the flex cable right on this part. I just go ahead and cut it off and remove the broken screen. You want to come back and make sure all the broken pieces are removed from the iPad. So you kind of do a little cleanup here. And this whole piece can be removed. I think we are done with the heat gun, so we're going to put it on the side. I'm going to do a little bit of a cleaning here, making sure that the table is clean. Okay, so you're going to see some of the adhesive tape is still on the iPad. You want to come here and peel the thing off. If there's any small broken piece of glass, you want to pick that thing up and kind of take this opportunity to clean that dirt on your iPad if there's any dirt on it, because when you apply the new adhesive tape, it needs to be on a clean surface so that it can get a good grip, a good stick onto the iPad. All right, so right now I'm just running across using the prying tool here just to run across the base on the iPad to clean off all those extra dirt. Okay, it looks like everything is all cleaned up. I'm going to wipe the table again. Okay, the next step is to remove the screw. First, I need to show it to you. The hidden screw right underneath the tape. You need to peel the tape backwards, peel it back and expose that screw. And if you want, you can cut the tape off, which I'm going to do it just so that you guys can see where the screw is hidden on the top right corner, and there's one here on the top left corner as well. And also it gives me an opportunity to get right into the screen in just a second. I'm using a Phillips screwdriver. This is 1.5 millimeter. The screws are not the same, so when you remove the screw, make sure you make a reference to it, knowing that which is the bottom left, bottom right. All right, once you're done with all that, the next step is to get the tweezer. What I like to do is to run. I'm going to show it to you. There's a little glue right there. It's a black, like a gel or a glue that is gluing down the LCD screen. The LCD screen not gonna come off unless you remove that glue. Okay, so by thinking if you remove the screw, you're gonna remove the LCD, the answer is no. See, once you scrape off that little glue, the LCD can just come right off. Same thing on this side. You can't just remove the LCD, it is glued down to it. Okay, so you want to get a tweezer. I'm just scraping off that glue right there. Give it a try. Almost coming off. Let's see if I can okay, and you want to tilt this screen towards you, so tilt it straight up like such and kind of stand it at a 90-degree angle. You would have to use the Phillips screwdriver, remove the 3 screws. Remove this bracket. Get a plastic prying tool. Go ahead and pry the 2 flex cable off. That is the 2 flex cable that we cut off at the very beginning, and this is your LCD connector. They're kind of like Lego, they snap onto it. When you remove it, you just have to pry it open. Do I need to disconnect the battery? I never done it. I don't think you have to. And let's find out, do we need or do we not need it? So please comment down below. I want to see if you are the guy who remove or disconnect the battery, or just like the guy like me, continue working on it without doing anything. But one of the things I would like to stress is try not to press the power button. All right, you do not want to turn on the power button. I think it's just an extra step, and sometimes with that, sometimes with the extra step, you might make things worse. Sometimes you would have to take the extra step to make things correct. So it is your call. This is the screen replacement, a new screen. So what you need to do is to make sure you peel that thing off. There's a layer of film in the back, and also there's a layer of film in the front. Once you have peeled that thing off, let me put this thing on the side here. I need a little bit of room to work. This cable here is supposed to be flipped on the other side of the screen. So peel this thing off. We don't need that. And what we need to do is peel that blue tape. All right, so this thing is supposed to flip it on the other side of the screen. So you're gonna flip the short one first, or do it both together, whichever way it is. And when you do it, try not to go overboard. What I mean by that is if you go overboard, okay, if the flex cable go overboard, it ends up on the other side where you can see that tape where you're overboard taping it. So you just want to stay within the line, within the white line, behind the white line, so that it doesn't see it on the other side of the screen. I hope that makes sense to you. All right, the next step is I like to peel this thing off, the home button, where I can make that adjustment for the home button. So peel that thing off for now. Press it down. This is the crucial part of it. So the home button, to install it, I'm gonna have something here on the side to give it the same level. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect the screen digitizer. The button is like Lego, they snap onto it. You just have to find the connector that goes on top of the flex cable in the right position. Do not force it down, okay? If you're gonna put a lot of pressure and strength to push it in, you are not in that position. You did not align the connector in a position. So you just want to align it correctly, and when you do a gentle press, the thing should automatically feels like it snapped onto it. Okay, so that is the connector. I'm going to press it down a little bit, making sure it's sitting flush. Okay, all right, so the next step is to transfer the home button over to this side. What I like to do is to get a feel of the home button on the other side. So I'm going to put the home button here. I might have to remove that ring so I can feel the home button, and it's kind of down, meaning that it's synced in it. What it means is that the new screen comes with this ring, this little ring here, which helps the home button to sit flush onto it. So this ring, it gives a little bit of a level, but when I remove it from the old screen, it looks like it came off together as one piece. Sometimes it doesn't come off, sometimes it does, but for this time it actually came off together. So right now I'm just gonna put the home button here. Okay, the home button is sitting on the screen. I'm touching it, and I can feel on my index finger it is sitting flush, and I have the bracket to go on top of it and align that little flex cable button straight down. Laying it down flat, I'm going to press it, and I can feel the clicker is clicking, meaning that the bracket is aligned to the home button. You can feel that little click. So at this point, we definitely need to have this super glue. This is like a gel to hold the bracket. Okay, just a tiny little drop, not too much, and you just want it to sit and hold it. While you're holding it, you want to come and press and make sure the clicker is clicking, or realign the bracket, making sure that it is sitting flush with the clicker. So I'm pressing it. I can hear the clicker is doing good. Okay, I'm just going to let it go. Have this little thing here, pinching it down just to kind of hold until the bracket sits flush to it. Okay, I don't think I need to use this, but just in case. All right, while that thing is sitting down real good, I'm gonna come here, get my LCD screen, install this. press it down. Okay, bracket, go back on top of it. And have the 3 screws. Okay, I'm going to lay the screen flat, let it sit it back down, and let me remove this. It just need a couple of seconds. Alright, the clicker still feels good. It did not over clip. Sometimes when I use the clipper to clip onto the bracket, it over pushes that glue and it kind of make the clicker doesn't click. So sometimes it's a hit or miss, but it looks like this time was a good pinch down. All right, have all the screws back onto the LCD screen. At this point here, I would like to turn on the iPad, making sure that the LCD screen is still good. And with the new screen digitizer, making sure that it is working as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn on the power button, press and hold. The Apple screen comes on. What I like to do is just to move up a little bit to cover up that picture. There is a picture that I need to make sure that it's not showing. What I like to do at this point is to test out the button. Oops. Well, there's a passcode. So 1, 2, 3, delete, 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 4, 5, 6, delete, 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 7, 8, 9, delete, 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 0. Everything looks good. I press the off button. I'm going to press the home button. There's a display, and as you can see that it also asks for the Touch ID, so which is good, meaning that the Touch ID works. So at this point, I think I'm pretty much set. Knowing that the screen works, I'm going to turn off the iPad once more. Okay, so power slide to turn it off. What I'm going to do next is to install the double-sided adhesive tape. So as you can see that the new screen does comes with the adhesive tape already. All right, you just have to peel it off and use it, but I do not like to use the one that comes with it. I like to use the aftermarket adhesive tape. This one here is a lot stronger and it sticks much better. So I noticed that by using the screen that came with it, only probably lasts about a month or two, and then you can see that the screen's starting to fall apart. So I'm using the this double-sided adhesive tape. This red tape here is a lot stronger. It sticks much better. And that's what I recommend. Okay, I'm using a 2mm. This is the 2mm, meaning that the width of the adhesive tape here, and this is a 3mm, and I'll be using that for the top and bottom. So left and right I use the 2mm, the top and bottom I use 3mm. I mean, if you want, you can double up the second tape if you want it. It doesn't harm the iPad. All you have to do is just a tape around the base. Oops. All you have to do is tape around the base. That way the new screen can sit on it and holds itself together. Okay, let's work on the top section. On the top, I like to double tape it, meaning that the at this area here, so I'll be using 2 tapes. It's maybe slightly little on this part. That's fine, I don't need to on that part. So all right, so technically I pretty much got the top, bottom, left and right. Turn it around slightly to the left. I'm gonna come back with the 2mm and finish up the very corner of the iPad here. Looks like I need to buy more tape, so I'm kind of running low on this. And again, I'll link it down in the description below, where it direct you to either Amazon or eBay for the parts. Okay, please go ahead and check the link down description below. So what I like to do is just kind of use my fingernail and pick it, making sure that it all the way stay on the very corner of the iPad. Okay, so when that is done, time to do a final check. The check is just to making sure that all this dirt, there's no residue staying in the glass, because once you close the screen, then that would be the final of everything. So this is the real lifetime. There's no fast forward. I did not fast forward the recording. I did not try to speed up my work. This was just the regular pace that I work with. So if you're still watching this video, and right now it's about what, 30 minutes already into the repair, so you might want to get enough time for yourself to do this repair. Double check, making sure the cables are good, right? Okay, give it another blow, making sure that there's no any dirt or whatnot, the dust fall on top. Go ahead and close the screen. What I like to do is to align the screen, the top bottom, the bottom left and the top left. Just align it, making sure it's in it while I'm still holding the screen at a little gap, and this is the gap where I need to get the tweezer to pull off that final tape. Okay, and the other side of the new screen. All right, so since you watch all the way to the very end of the video, I'd like to give you a little tip. I'll be using the metal prying tool. What I like to do is to push this flex cable. Okay, push that flex cable digitizer, tuck it underneath when I close the screen, and then it doesn't get the pinch down on that flex cable. So there's a little tip I give it at the end of the video if you really watch it all the way to the end. Okay, and again, if you find this video is helpful, please go ahead and smash the like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. All right, so I'm going to turn on the iPad once more, powering it on. You can see that the Apple logo comes on. I'm going to cover it up because there is a little baby picture right there. I do not want to be exposed on the internet. And this is kind of special. I have a black home button, but with the white LCD screen. I did not disconnect the battery, and everything should be works fine. And this is the result. Okay, I can feel the little 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Oops. I apologize, but please, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.